Good afternoon and welcome to Hannah Ice Skating Stadium this afternoon for semi-final number 1 in the Jim Brown National Tournament for 2023. We have Victoria playing Queensland, and here this afternoon at Hannah Ice Skating Stadium, I'm Eric Brook, and alongside me Courtney Kleineston. Courtney, good afternoon.
Hi Eric, and I am happy to be back at hockey. It's been an incredible couple of days watching some elite players play in this tournament for this championship, and today is certainly going to be just as exciting.
It certainly has been, and having a look at Victoria on screen, and Tom Forrest has been on ice for every one of those minutes. A couple of close wins for Victoria over their last couple of games. They had a shootout win against the ACT this morning, and they also had a shootout win against Queensland yesterday afternoon. So Victoria, despite their lineup, haven't had it all their own way.
Correct, and they really have had to work hard for each victory, and I honestly fully expect to see that again today. And you know, a few key players that stand out to me on the Victorian team. Naturally, number 18, Chris Lawrence, who has been a vital part in many of the goals and even assisting a number of them. But also Jeff Hugh and Joyce on the back.
Joyce.
Yeah, so I think those two have been really crucial defensively for this team. And look, out of those three, I definitely expect to see them getting a lot of ice time and a lot of opportunities. So look, Queensland also have had to do a lot of work. And do you have any standout players for that team?
So Queensland this morning, they won against South Australia 5-1. Look for players in the back, such as Thomas Kowinick, and up front, Arun Rapchuk, and also Zach Gums being good, but also Julian Fedor.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I do have to agree with Fedor. He's stood out. When he gets the puck, he really moves it well and gets his team that offensive opportunity. So I think, look, both of these teams have got a lot of work to do, and they're going to have to come in knowing they need to put their heads down and do that.
So Patrick Ivans in net for Queensland. No surprise, Tommy Forrest in net for the Big V. Patrick Ivans had a great game yesterday against Victoria, especially in the shootout. That save that he pulled up against Chris Lawrence, and Chris Lawrence just gave him a tap and said, "Good save, buddy."
Look, all the goalies have put on quite a show this current week, and look, they're going to have to dig deep and to wrap up this semi-final and make it through to tomorrow.
So the equation's simple: win this game and you go through to the gold medal game tomorrow. And we're underway. Victoria back in neutral ice, just working it out via Adam Harper, finding captain Todd Cutter. Here's an 18-on-18 battle already. Lawrence there getting around Rapchuk. Rapchuk getting the puck in the right-hand corner from his point of view. Kahu Joyce patrolling the blue line. Battle in the corner. Katakovic with the puck for Queensland. He's also been good at the back end with Pretorius. Working it out now into neutral ice with Santilli. Back now for Lawrence, just working it back for Joyce. Joyce just going straight up the middle, tapped on by Cutter. And the top line for Victoria will come off for a change. Pretorius now pass on the left-hand side to Santilli. Only makes it as far as Harper. Harper dumps it in. And that, Courtney, should come back for icing.
An early whistle is good. It gives the players a little bit of time just to shake it up and get into the groove. I think in that sequence, that 50 seconds, we've seen both teams are ready. They're here, they're present, and we had an opportunity at each end. So it'll be great to see them continue that.
An attacking zone face-off coming up now for Queensland. Here's Gum with the puck now, trying to find Fedor. Fedor in a foot race. Fixter comes in to lend a hand. Harper first to the puck though for Victoria. Clearing it out the aerial route was Kahu Joyce, all the way back down, tapped on the way through, so it'll be a foot race between Kalinick and Luko. Marginal there to who got to the puck first. It was a pretty even contest between the two. In the corner now near skate higher. Lawrence back on the ice for his second shift. Leaving now is Fixter. Fixter just happy to dump it in, and he'll come off for a change. Around to Kowinick. Kowinick on the far side in the corner. Cleared out by Davis Tope. That'll come all the way for Katakovic. Katakovic with Fedor for company. Fedor coming down off the puck. looking for an arm in the air, can't see one at this stage, and it'll come back for Davis Tope at his own defensive end for Victoria. Cairns near the door of doom, and Victoria work it out, kept in the zone well by Pretorius, who's been fantastic. Back now for Fedor. Fedor getting around one. Fedor straightening up, has both penalty box doors to contend with. Here's Cairns now entering the zone, getting squeezed there by Davis Tope into the boards. Victoria working it out of their end via Jeff who had a successful goal in the shootout yesterday afternoon. Here's Katakovic entering the zone now, walking the blue line, but he walked it in, out, and that's offside.
Yeah, it's very risky play to walk the blue line in such a manner, and all it takes is the whole puck just coming out by that millimetre to pull his team offside and lose that momentum. So
a little bit of time passing, a couple of minutes gone, and not a shot from either team so far. A lot of time in the neutral zone so far and in the general vicinity, but both goalies haven't been troubled so far. Lawrence looking to change that. Cutter fires and gets the first shot of the game. Queensland clean it up, and working it out of the zone is Rapchuk. Rapchuk enters the attacking zone now, fires just slightly wide, and Victoria clean up the rebound. It's left now for Katakovic, dumping it in. He was under some pressure. Victoria working it out in his Zamboni corner now. Here's Cutter, captain of the Big V. Battle up against the boards. Jesse Thompson, Katakovic coming back now. Thompson getting the better of that one. Has no support though. Now he has some support to Lawrence, but he can't get there because Brown's in the way. Cutter though. And here's a penalty coming. Queensland touch up and Victoria heading to the power play.
A little bit nerve-wracking seeing Lawrence go down and connect with the bars there. But some good pressure from Victoria, and they've now drawn a mistake. So out of this, I would expect to see Victoria take this attacking zone face-off, win it back to their defence, pass it around, and get the goalie out of position and get those players moving and a bit tired so they can get some shots.
Just making some adjustments to the net at the Patrick Ivans end. So Jamie Brown sitting for Queensland, 2 minutes for tripping. Victoria about to go on to the power play. Two shots on so far for Victoria. 11:46 remaining in the first period. Semi-final one. Victoria versus Queensland. Puck will eventually leave the face-off circle. Out of the zone, so Victoria have to retreat at the start of their power play. Back now for Joyce. Joyce, we saw he had a powerful shot on yesterday, got himself a good goal. Here's Lawrence now on the right-hand side. Just toying with Queensland at the moment. Here's Who walking the blue line. Who back now for Lawrence. Who fires wide. Lawrence recovering in cafe corner. He's got Kowinick guarding. Back now for Who on the blue line. Left-hand side for Joyce. Deflected off the stick of Campbell and out of play.
So we're seeing a small hint of the play here, and we'll see that in the shot. So you've got a player at the net trying to screen the goalie. We've got players that are covering that back door. They're moving the puck around well. So once they got back into the zone after their little time in the neutral zone, they've done well to actually get some shots on. And we see 18 and 18 in the attacking zone face-off, and Victoria win the face-off as they needed to.
Back now for Who off the shin pads there of Santilli. Clearing it out via Rapchuk all the way back down. No icing on the penalty kill. Minute 15 of the Victoria power play remaining. Who? Jeff Who, that is. Clearing it out, finding Lawrence. Nice pass, finding Cutter. Cutter entering the zone, getting cut off there via Santilli. Who out of the zone. Victoria have to retreat. 59 seconds of the power play. Joyce re-entering the zone on the left-hand side for them now. Back now for Lawrence, left-hand circle. Lawrence looking for a lane. He's looking for a screen in front as well. Joyce, it was good work there by Santilli to get in there despite Joyce. That puck goes the aerial route. No icing on the penalty kill for Queensland. 40 seconds of the PP for Victoria. Clearing it out. Here's Lawrence working it out of his own defensive end. He's got Jesse Thompson for company. Goes himself, trying to get around Campbell. Dropping it off now for Who? For Joyce. Joyce with a one-timer, and that goes high there. And we have a whistle. That certainly had some mustard, that Kahu Joyce shot there, Court.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And The ref just in front of our box here just indicating high stick, so I think this face-off will come out of the zone.
So played with a high stick, no penalty. So coming back now for the face-off will be Buchanan versus Campbell. Campbell for Queensland, Buchanan for Victoria. Here's Greenwood getting involved. Opportunity there. It was a good shot by Buchanan. Ivan's got enough of it for Queensland. Here's Kowinick left-hand side, counter-attack. 5 seconds off the power play remaining for Victoria, but they're at the wrong end. Good vital stage there for Queensland. Here's Jesse Thompson entering the zone. All alone, got Buchanan for company, and a mic drop there by Patrick Ivans.
Certainly was, and let's enjoy this replay.
We certainly will, and Patrick Ivans had a very brief conversation with him earlier today. Congratulated him on his efforts yesterday, and he's a good young up-and-coming goalie for Queensland. Back now at the face-off circle. Katakovic battling up against the boards. Reinforcements arrive in the form of Victoria's. Shot goes wide there by Dombrowski. Queensland trying to clear the zone. Victoria's working on the right-hand side. Here comes Fixter now entering the zone, dropping it off for Fedor. And he certainly had a bit of traffic in him. Thomas certainly is a goaltending clinic at both ends of the ice.
Oh, yeah. Look, they're just proving me right from just that comment at the start. The goalies have been fantastic this entire tournament. And there's something about semi-finals hockey where players just really step it up to the next level. And I have no doubt that we're going to continue to see this as Fedor and Lawrence take the face-off in the defensive zone for Victoria. Back
now for 5-on-5 hockey, but for how long? And that will come back for icing.
That was a quick turnaround.
It certainly was.
Look, there's a combination of 50-50 really with whistles like that being good and bad. It slows down the momentum and teams don't really get a chance to put any shots on or make a proper play. So I think ideally Victoria need to be skating out of the zone, not icing.
But if that pass had have worked to Thompson, they would have been geniuses.
Absolutely.
Back now for Lawrence at his own defensive end. Guarded there by Gum. Finding Thompson now. Thompson entering the zone. Trying to find some help there in Harper, but Harper had some traffic and some pressure. Queensland looking to work it out of their own defensive end. And they do back into neutral ice. Here's Fedor. Fedor with a shot. Cleaned up there by Forrest. Forrest watchful. Some reinforcements starting to arrive now for Queensland. Here's Kowinick with the shot. And a good save there under a little bit of pressure there by Forrest.
I'm not sure goalies understand the word pressure. They always look so calm and collected, and they just focus on the job they've got to do, and they get it done.
You need a whole lot of mental toughness to even take up the job in the first place.
Absolutely.
An attacking zone face-off coming up now for Queensland. Kept in the zone and fired by Kowinick. Off the stick there of Forrest, deflected into the corner. Battle up against the boards. Reinforcements arriving. Buchanan getting best of it for Victoria. Almost hands it over straight away to Queensland. Luco back now for Kowinick, walking the blue line. Kowinick with a good shot on, deflected by the stick in the Zamboni corner again. Greenwood taking over. Santilli's centering pass, couldn't connect. Wrapped up, fires, and off the glove and over by Forrest. He got enough of it, the Forrest. And that'll come all the way back down for Greenwood on his defensive half wall. Back into neutral ice. And Rapchuk, we know he's got some speed. First to the puck, trying to outdeep the Victorian defence. He didn't have a lot of room to work in, and Victoria work it out, using the boards as their friend near their own bench. Entering the zone now. Shot went aside by Morris. Queensland working it out. Didn't help with the stick with Katakovic that he had to deal with as well. Coming back for Victoria at their own defensive end, using the backdoor escape route, which I love to see rather than across the face of goal. Victorious now, 7.5 minutes remaining in the first, still 0-0. All the way back down for Victoria at their own defensive end. Zamboni corner now, congestion there in the corner. Reinforcements arrive. Cairns applying some pressure along with Campbell. Victoria trying to clear it out. Battle up against the boards, which is great to see. Cairns now trying to get it out. It's actually Campbell. Campbell with it now, trying to get around some traffic. Finds Katakovic. Katakovic fires. Desperation, and that stung Hamish Young as he went in for the side. And he's He's basically a one leg at the moment. That stung, despite the equipment. Cairns battling. Pretorius now back into neutral ice. Here's Fedor, penalty coming. Slashing the call, Fedor heads to the penalty box. Victoria Courtney head to the power play.
And I fully expect to see some good things come out of this power play. We've got a solid line going out, approaching the cafe corner face-off dot. And it's never nice seeing a player come off the ice hurt, so best wishes out to the Victorian player.
So he's currently being assessed at the moment, Young, and that was certainly desperation and a hard shot that he blocked there. Here's Lawrence now, speaking of hard shots. Kahu Joyce waiting on the blue line. Delivered to Joyce now. Joyce delivers the mail. Flung up. Victoria keeping it in the sight. Pressure again for Ivans. And kept out by Kowinick. Kowinick with the backhanded shovel. Santilli with a very similar shot to get it out of the zone as a result to a goal to him yesterday. I dare say he's been practicing that particular move. You just don't do that randomly. Back now for Lawrence. Lawrence getting around a couple. Lawrence into the zone now, getting forced wide by Rapchuk and also Kowinick, the two alternate captains for Queensland. Joyce firing in some traffic slightly wide to the left-hand side of Ivans. Battle up against the boards. Reinforcements arriving and Pretorius gets the better of that battle. Looking to clear it out despite the attentions of Hu all the way back down, and it will come back for Joyce in his own defensive end for Victoria. Here's Lawrence now into the zone, winds up, selects power drive, and well saved there by Ivans, deflected into the corner. And back now into neutral ice, Joyce, and he's got a big battle on his hands with Campbell, but Joyce gets the better of that one. Joyce now looking for options left and right, finds an option to the left-hand side. Who back now for Cutter. Cutter just happy to dump it in from his attacking end. Back now Pretoria, spins out of that hit. Spins out of another potential hit. Still got the puck, battling there with Jeff Hu. Cutter comes in to lend a hand, as does Campbell in cafe corner. Here's Morris now. Katakovic in there too. Victoria still with the puck despite all that. Joyce winds up again, but sprays it well and truly wide. Not a shot in anyone's definition. Back now for Jesse Thompson, walking the blue line, left-hand circle, delivering it. Back now for Hu. Hu fires, it got a little bit of Queensland on the way through. Fedor comes out of the penalty box, no harm done there for Queensland. Great penalty killing by Queensland court.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the goalies are also standing strong, so they're really making Victoria work hard for every second of this. And just speaking of the goalies at both ends, they're doing a really good job of making a judgment call on the saves. And what we're seeing is, rather than necessarily freezing it, the game is allowed to progress because they're deflecting it really well into the corners, and they're finding those safe spots to get it away from themselves but to their players and into a place where their opposition can't shoot on them. So look, the shots on goal were quite close for a while there. That power play really put Victoria a little bit ahead. Shots on goal sitting at 8-4 favouring Victoria. And I expect we might get another one or two here as Chris Lawrence lines up against Fedor for this attacking zone face-off.
Back now, the puck eventually leaves the face-off wide of Ivans. No action required by him at this stage. Queensland looking to clean it out, and they do a good job via Katakovic. Back to centre ice, just happy to dump it in, and it's left for Kahu Joyce, who feels like he's been on the ice for every second of this game. I know that's not true, but that's what it feels like. Back now, Lawrence. Lawrence getting around Kowinick. Lawrence, bar down, opens the account, opens the scoring, delivers the mail for Victoria, 1-0.
I feel that kind of technique takes a lot of time and practice, and Chris Lawrence is certainly someone I don't doubt will repeat that, where he just brings it across the front of the goalie's tracking him, and he takes quite a bit of a reach shot to get it up over the far shoulder. What a great show. Absolutely.
So 3:55 remaining in the first, and it's 1-0 Victoria now. Victoria on the attack again, but Queensland getting it out, almost out of the zone via Fixter. Now Kowinick finds Gum. Gum clears it out, but only as far as the Victorian blue line. Morris loses possession. Back now for Fixter. Fixter in a battle against Bartlett in Zamboni corner. 3:30 before the short intermission. Battle up against the boards, out of the zone. Greenwood can't keep it in for Queensland, and that'll come all the way back down, and that will come back for icing with 3:20 remaining in the first.
Look, any goal, you generally see a momentum shift. I definitely feel like the Victorians are pushing that little bit harder. But in this case, I feel like Queensland's almost taken that little surge for themselves as well. So with this attacking zone face-off, I think they've got a great opportunity to win the puck backwards. They need to get it to one of their defence, so they've got the room to move around. And we've got Rapchuk lining up for the attacking zone face-off for Queensland. And I think he'll be looking to bring it back to potentially to the right here and get a shot on from there. Queensland
in possession. Katakovic keeps the puck in. Centering pass from Santilli. Couldn't connect with anybody in white. Here comes Victoria again. Didn't have his own way there. Buchanan entering the neutral zone. Getting around a couple. Just happy to dump it in. Victoria with it through Davis Tope. Pinballing it around. Kept in the zone by Katakovic. Katakovic now firing from the left-hand circle. Good save there from Forrest. Santilli now battle up against the boards against Morris. Now they're trying to clear it out. Victoria, their left-hand side, kept in the zone by Pretorius. Battling near the Zamboni door. Reinforcements there for both teams. Jeff Hu amongst those. Coming back for Davis Tope, looking to clear it out. Santilli helps him into the wall. Back now for Davis Tope. That took a long time, and Victoria still haven't left the zone. Here's Pretorius. We know he's got a cannon. Pretorius shoots in traffic, but just wide. Back now, Rapchuk, and he's battling against Davis Tope again, trying to clear it out. Jeff Hu all the way back down, and that will come back for icing. No, icing's been waved off. Victoria got down there in good time. Pretorius battling there with Hoekman. Now Queensland can try and get it out of there with 2 minutes remaining in the period. Rapchuk leaves it behind, goes the aerial route. And Harper controlling the pace here. Queensland have to get out of the zone. Back now for Lawrence. Entering the zone, Joyce on the right-hand side, trying to find Thompson. And Thompson was in a good position, but just couldn't get to the deflection or the direction as it didn't contact his stick in the end. In the corner, 90 seconds to go in the period. Victoria still looking on the attack. Campbell, pressure up against the boards. Switches Brown, clears it out now. Brown finding more, back into neutral ice. And a good work there by Cairns. Loses that battle against Lawrence. Comes back for a second go, Cairns. Coming back for a third attempt, making it hard. 65 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Cutter, just happy to promote the puck and come off for a change. Get first in line for the Red Snakes, I reckon. Back now for Kowinnik. Kowinnik clearing it out. Back into neutral ice briefly. Queensland working it out, finding Fixter on the left-hand wall near the penalty boxes. Passing to Fedor. Fedor enters the zone. Nice poke there by Harper. Clearing it out. Entering the zone is Morris now. He's got some company, but the pass was a bit too strong for Luco in front of him. Joyce centering. Only found Queensland. 28 seconds remaining. Fedor pulls up, prop stops, gets a backhanded shovel, cleared out of the way by Bartlett. 15 seconds remaining in the period. Battle with Fixter in the corner amongst others. Buchanan there, cleared out, kept in the zone well there by Kowinnik briefly. Back into neutral ice, 10 seconds remaining. Kowinnik loses possession, recovers, and I think both teams will be very happy with this first period with Victoria leading 1-0.
Yeah, look, I definitely agree with you there that I think coming to the benches, the coaches should be quite happy with the display their teams have put on. One thing that I want to highlight that I'm seeing at both sides that they're doing very well is defending on the blue line. So sometimes defenders will track backwards and not really defend until players hit the hash marks. But what they're doing instead is keeping them up tight on that line. So they can then prevent even getting close to an actual shot, but they also have the opportunity to maybe pull their opposition offside. So, I think that's strong play from both teams, and something I hope they keep up into period 2. And look, just rehashing, there's only been 2 penalties for Queensland, so I think they'll want to tidy that up. They'll want to stay out of the box. They have been lucky that there were no scoring successes on those penalties, but the 1 goal from Lawrence, assisted by Joyce, was scored in full strength, so it was 5-on-5. So I think the more 5-on-5 hockey we have, the better.
So I'm pleased to report that last couple of minutes of that period, I saw Hamish Young up and about on the bench after that massive block that he did basically right in front of us in his defensive zone. So he's up and about. That certainly stung.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I can vouch I play defense myself, and even with all the padding, you can absolutely still feel the puck through the pads. And if it just happens to catch the edge of the pads and a bit more leg, that too can really take its toll. And he did hobble off in a lot of pain, so it's nice to see him moving around the bench, and hopefully he'll be on the ice in second period.
Absolutely. So Victoria, nice and calm as they should be. 1-0 lead. They haven't had it all their own way in the last couple of games, as we mentioned in the preview.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up after this game, we have the game between ACT and New South Wales, semi-final number 2.
Very exciting, that matchup. It's always a lot of fun when those teams that can get physical but be very disciplined and structured. Look, I think we'll see a lot in that game. But focusing here, I think this game hasn't been as physical yet. It may change as we get later into the game, but I think at the moment they're playing really good structured hockey, and by that I just mean that their passing has gone better over the tournament as they've become a bit more familiar with each other, and they're playing a lot more effective, I think, in that regard.
So back to centre ice. Shots on goal favouring Victoria 9-5. The scoreboard favouring Victoria 1-0. As Victoria brings their top line on to basically match Queensland.
Yeah, we see Aaron Rapchak against Chris Lawrence at the face-off dot again.
So period number 2, semi-final 1 of the Jim Brown National Tournament for 2023. Here's Katakovic now. Pressured there by Cutter. Battle in front of the Victorian bench. All the way back down for Queensland. Trying to work it out, going the aerial route. Only finding Kahu Joyce, kept in the zone there by Lawrence. Puck's free in ceremony corner. Left there for Thompson. Thompson now for Cutter. Katakovic now has got plenty of options to leave the zone. Goes straight down the middle, finds Harper. Santelli had it for a millisecond. Dumped in. Glove down to himself. It was good work there by Pretorius. It was a good poke check there by Chris Lawrence. Now they clear the zone, Queensland, and Katakovic gets a good shot on. Safety first there by Forrest, just leaving it to a teammate in Joyce. Pressure was provided. Luco near the cafe. Big hit there and a bit of pushy shovey there in the corner. But nothing will come out of that. Kawinick now. Queensland just setting up a structure. Watchful there on the right-hand post was Thomas. Now Victoria leave the zone, and that should come all the way. No icing, so play can continue. Greenwood has to work it out of his own defensive end for Queensland, and that one definitely had too mustard on it. And that was icing every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
So twice tomorrow.
Twice tomorrow.
Look, that first icing, I know as an official, it won't get called, and I've seen it not called when there's no pressure. So Queensland had lots of time there to move the puck around, whereas back up the other end, there were a lot of both sides chasing that puck. And which brings us back to an offensive zone face-off for Victoria with a great shot on.
That was a sneaky little shot on there by Luco. Back now for Fixter, clearing it out for Queensland. Here's Gum now, got himself a couple of goals so far. He was under some pressure there from Davis Tope. Lots of sticks in the slot. Some straight a little bit high, but it was all good in the end. Flung in by Kawinick, sending Fixter for a chase, battling up against Who. Who gets in good position. Jeff Who, that's Who. Great young defenseman, Jeff Who. Here's Luco doing some good work this shift at both ends of the ice. Victoria now back in the neutral ice. Davis Tope Flung in there by Morris in a Zamboni corner, left for Greenwood. Greenwood clearing it out. Pass was too strong for Kawinick. Battling was Gum. Victoria have it now. Centering. Finding some support in Bartlett. Bartlett with the shot on it. Was pressure in front there by Hoekman. But Kawinick was there and thereabouts to help Ivans with that one. Queensland work it out right-hand side now with a good pass finding Fedor. Fedor happy to fling it in. Safety first there from Forrest.
Look, some good vision from Forrest up that end, but let's just look at the save from Forrest.
From Patrick Ivans.
Ivans, wrong end. Yeah, he looks calm. He tracks the puck well. He drops into that butterfly and just kicks it out to his left and away from danger. Attacking
zone face-off for Queensland. Victoria clearing it out though. Just happy to dump it in all the way back down. And that was good to see Hamish Young there. So he's been back on the ice now after that sliding defensive move that he did in the first period. Here's Lawrence now, just bringing him back to his own defensive end. Lawrence now, centre ice, passing all the lines, entering the zone, getting around Katakovic and firing. The pucks went slightly high and Queensland can work it out their left-hand side, using the wall as their friend. Back for Campbell. Campbell dumps it in, goes for a chase. Victoria working it off their own line. Here's Jesse Thompson now, has been a part of the top line all tournament. And back now for Cutter, turnover. Here's Katakovic. Almost got pressured from behind by Thompson. Across the face of goal, and that was a good opportunity for Campbell. Just couldn't get a stick on the puck as it went past him. Back now in the corner, Rapchuk. He's got Joyce, and he's also got Campbell. Here's Campbell now, centering, finding Katakovic on the blue line. Deflection in front, went the wrong way for Queensland, into the corner near skate higher. Victoria trying to work it out. Work back into neutral ice. Here's Brown for Queensland, just happy to dump it in, giving himself an opportunity to change and making sure his team can get back on side. Joyce back now for Lawrence. Lawrence clears the zones, finds Thompson, trying to find the Cutter, but Kawinick was in the way. Kawinick now entering the zone, got halted there by Joyce. Back into neutral ice, Rapchuk now with it. Rapchuk entering the zone, big don't argue there from Harper. A good match there on the ice between the two men. Deflected off the stick of Loco, finding Kawinick. Finds Santelli. Santelli gets around one, hands it off to Greenwood. Greenwood dumps it into the zone, finding Kahu now. Kahu with it, left-hand side. Kept in the zone well there by Kawinick on the blue line. Finds some support, centering pass, couldn't connect with anybody in white. Here's Luco now showing some wheels, entering the zone, firing. Good save there by Ivans, big rebound. Nobody could connect from Victoria. Fedor now. Fedor entering the zone. There's a battle coming, and I won't be surprised if the penalty box door will be opening for Dylan Morris.
And a penalty for holding.
Yeah, holding interference. I would have been happy with either call.
And look, it's completely in front of the ref. You can see him move across the screen there as he gets out of their way, but he can see very clearly. So look, big opportunity for Queensland here as they get an attacking zone face-off on this power play. And looks like Julian Fedor will be leading the way at the face-off dot.
So Fedor out of the zone, so they have to retreat slightly. Here's Pretorius. He's got Gum for company. Finds Gum right in front of the central commentary position. Cross-ice pass now for Rapchuk. Rapchuk's got options left and right. Finds Santelli. Santelli just whacks it in the zone. Nobody could take advantage of the rebound off the back wall. And it will come back here. And great pressure there by Buchanan, forcing Pretorius all the way back to his defensive end. 90 seconds off the Queensland power play. Pretorius just taking time to organise the troops. Pretorius now, he's got some pressure there by Lawrence. Finds Rapchuk. Here's a pass for Fedor. Fedor enters the zone on the right-hand side. A minute 15 of the power play remaining. Behind the net, Queensland swooping on it. Who was involved? Flung out of the zone. No icing on the penalty kill. Ivans will just settle the puck down with 65 seconds of power play time remaining. Leave it for Pretorius. Cutter providing the forechecking pressure. Back now, just settling play down, making sure his teammates are in good position. Pretorius now goes to the right-hand side, skating it out of the zone as Courtney suggested earlier, entering the zone by himself on the right-hand side. He's got Fedor behind him, and he's got Chris Moore attacking the net. Victoria trying to keep it out. Fedor did a good job of knocking that down for himself as it went aerial. Davis Tope now for Victoria, clearing it out all the way back down. 25 seconds of the power play remaining. They'll settle it down Ivans. Line change coming up for Victoria. Here's Kowinick now. Trying to get around Thompson. Puts on a burst of speed. Thompson not giving up. Kowinick still with the puck. Finds Cairns at centre ice. Cairns now for Campbell. 10 seconds of the power play remaining for Queensland. Here's Campbell. He's got Brown for company. He's got a mountain of work to do against Davis Tope. Reinforcements arrive. Power play over. And Morris comes back into the fray court.
Yeah, look, they're having a good amount of pressure put on them, and the 5-on-5 hockey brings that. It brings good opportunities for plays. I do want to just comment on Victorian captain Cutter. He's a pest. He's a big pest for Queensland. He's in their way, and I think it's giving Victoria that little bit of an edge because it's shutting down Queensland, and they're not actually able to make clean passes. They're having to play a little bit scrappy. So, I think kudos to him. He's having a great game so far.
Both teams having a great game so far. 1-0 to Victoria. 7:33 remaining before the Zamboni break. Shots on favouring Victoria 11-5. Attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. Fedor versus Lawrence to the glove side of Forrest, and Forrest, it stacks on Forrest. A bit of friendly fire there. He certainly had to scramble to save the puck there.
Yeah, it's no worse feeling than your goalie going down and then you realise he's down and you can't go anywhere other than on top of him. So, like, the players have done well to sort of just slightly leap over the top.
A bit of a nervous moment if you're a Victorian watching the puck right in front of Forrest, but he had it under control.
He did really well to grab that first one and just have the vision to be able to see that it was in front of him and make that second lunge.
Lawrence and Fedor at the face-off circle. Queensland looking to attack. Funky bounce. It was heading right towards Fixter. Fixter managed to get some stick on it despite the fact he was falling. Thompson now trying to clear it out. Back into neutral ice now, and it's left for Fedor. Fedor with Katakovic for company on the left-hand side. Goes the aerial route. Here comes Victoria now for Bartlett. It was a good shot from distance from Bartlett, and what that will do, apart from the little bit of extracurricular pushy-shovey, it sets up a face-off for Victoria.
Wasn't too bad down there. I think Fedor was just making sure the Victorians didn't land on the goalie up at this end. And look, they've all done well to just separate and not take that any further. But we're also still got plenty of time in the game for either side to lift. Attacking
zone face-off for Victoria. Here's Who now. Who tried to get a shot on, but it went off Santilli on the way through. Davis Tope fires it in. It pinballs around. Finds Zamboni corner. Kowinick doing a mountain of work in defence. Clears it out all the way back down. And that will come back for icing with 6:41 in the second.
Yeah, I just want to comment that clearance with Rapchuk did really well just to chip it up over everyone's head, and even as he was falling to his knees. So really good job of just clearing that puck and clearing some danger.
Oh, there's been a few good examples of that. Little bit of extra desperation that semi-finals can bring. Fixter in front of the net at the other end was a great example of that. Attacking zone face-off for Victoria. It'll come back now for Harper. Harper fires and just wide there, glove side of Ivans. Another opportunity here. Ivans is there and his teammate helps him out there in Kowinick. And it'll come back now for Joyce. Joyce and a battle there up against the boards in Cafe corner. Lawrence, he's just so tall and so strong. He's attracted two Queensland players on him. Greenwood now, kept in the zone. Rapchuk fires, but it got a lot of Lawrence in the way through. It just ended up being a pass to Cutter via Lawrence in the end. Back in the neutral ice, here's Santilli. Santilli just happy to get it out of the immediate vicinity and come off for a change. Back now for Victoria at their defensive end via Joyce. Joyce looking to clear it out. Finds Cutter. Two backhanded shovels in a row. Bit of footwork there by Pretorius just to kick it back into the zone as if he was playing in the A-League. Back now, it's flung in there by Campbell. Back now for Harper, but here's Cairns. Centering pass, point blank range. Campbell shoots, but unfortunately he doesn't score. And a bit of pushy shovey at the end. And a bit more. So there'll be a penalty for that last one. And that's Todd Cutter for Victoria heading to the box. We'll see if he's going to have some company. So the Victorian penalty box is open. Cutter will be sitting. And that will be it. So we're having a look at the save right now. And it was good work there. And then a little bit of the pushy shovey afterwards. .5:36 remaining in the second. Queensland heading onto the power play. Tensions are rising. Coach for Victoria working the bench door. Find that a bit unusual, Court.
Yeah, sometimes he wants to just get to the level of the refs to talk to them, and it's just out of respect. But look, anyone can do gates to help the team out, so if coach needs to do it, sometimes that's what you do.
Back now, Queensland working it out of their own defensive end on the power play for the next minute 40. Rapchuck got a little bit of Thompson on the way through. A lot of stick of Lawrence dumped in by Pretorius. Back now trying to find Joyce, trying to clear it out of the zone for Victoria. They want to clear it out of here, and that's exactly what Lawrence has done, all the way back into that far corner. Ivan just leaving it for Pretorius. The puck was settled all by itself. Minute 15 remaining of the Queensland power play. Pretorius just setting up, quarterbacking the power play, looking for some options. Almost got tripped up there by Luco rather. Queensland having a little bit of a hard time now. They leave the zone via Rapchuck on the right-hand side. Entering the attacking zone, here's Rapchuck. He's got Fedor, and he's also got Santilli. Fedor first to the puck. Fedor now gets around Harper. That's been a bit of a running battle for the last couple of minutes. Into the corner now, Fedor again. Fedor right-hand circle, cafe corner. He's got Pretorius on the blue line. Here's Pretorius now, thinks about a shot, goes wide. Sending it to Rapchuck. Now for Pretorius. Lots of traffic in front. Shot goes wide from Pretorius, but there was lots of traffic in front trying to screen the Forest. Back now, Pretorius again. Winds up, select power drive. Got some sticks on the way through. Harper and Santilli were in the immediate vicinity as Victoria looked to work it out with 15 seconds of the Queensland power play remaining. One last opportunity. Pretorius won't spend 5 minutes sitting down there this time. Hands it straight off to Fedor. Says, Julian, you go. He does exactly that, right-hand side, and we have another whistle.
Some good pressure from Chris Lawrence there, forcing Fedor to dump it down and forcing an icing.
So, good save here, under some pressure here by Forrest. He's been strong, Forrest.
Oh, absolutely. Look, as is Ivan, so I have a lot of respect for all of the goalies in this tournament. They're all stepping up, and for those that haven't made any appearances in the AIHL as yet, I would fully expect to see them in the coming years.
So one of our referees and linesmen just having a chat with the Victorian coach, which is totally understandable. Neutral zone face-off closest to the Victorian penalty box. So Cutter come out in a couple of seconds. Back now for Kowinnik. Kowinnik in his own defensive end, tapped on there by Cairns. Coming back now for Victoria. Victoria trying to fling it out of the zone near the Queensland bench. That's left for Davis Tope now. Davis Tope, nice passes on the left-hand side, finding Cutter out of the penalty box. Lawrence was pressured. Campbell takes over for Queensland. Davis Tope with a skate near the cafe. Here's an opportunity. Queensland winding up. Lots of traffic in front. And they clear it out via Lawrence. Kept in the zone well there by Kowinnik near the Queensland bench. And there's another penalty coming. Cross-checking the call. Penalty box door will be opening. And David Tromborski will be entering.
Look, Queensland really need to play this smart. So Fedor taking the attacking zone face-off. Look, his ideal scenario here will be to get it back to his D and then start moving it around the forwards to create that space.
So Kahu Joyce taking the face-off. Chris Lawrence just came off after completing his shift, so he'll come on for the second shift of the penalty kill as Queensland start their power play. Queensland now down with a goal, just under 3 minutes remaining before the Zamboni break. Gum back for Pretorius. Right-hand side, Rapchuk, Santilli. Gum at point-blank range and cleared out of the slot there by Joyce. All the way back down, and it will be left for Pretorius. Coming back is Morris at a rate of speed for Victoria. Pretorius looking for some help, finds some help in Rapchuk. Rapchuk now going straight up the middle. Around Buchanan like he wasn't there. He was bumped there by Fedor. Rapchuk centering, and it was a good attempt by Santilli. The radar was just a little bit off and working it out of the zone and all the way back down. Ivans will just settle the puck down for Gum. Gum with it now. Minute 14 remaining of the Queensland power play. Now they'll settle it down. Gum finding Fedor on the right-hand side. Fedor trying to get around Cutter. Cutter didn't make it easy for him, neither did who. Fedor back with it now. Under pressure there from Davis Tope. Now Victoria work it out. Lawrence back onto the ice after his short break. Lawrence now 50 seconds of the power play for Queensland. Centering, finding who. Who trying to connect with Cutter but couldn't. Back now for Greenwood. Very short shift there for Lawrence as he comes off. Back to Pretorius, battling, getting around a couple. Back now for Rapchuk. He's got Campbell for company. Rapchuk left-hand side. Rapchuk fires, deflected as he was getting the shot off. Back now for Hu in Cafe Corner. Hu just clears it out like a good defenseman should on the PK. With 15 seconds of the Queensland power play remaining, it's left for Katakovic now. Katakovic finding some support via Greenwood, finding Cairns now. Cairns now entering the zone, getting forced wide by Bartlett, couldn't get a shot on. Campbell's there as well. Cairns battling in the corner, end of the power play, and Victoria back to full strength. Battle in the corner near the cafe. The spectators over there having a great view of the action, including the New South Wales coaching staff. Back now kept in the zone via Greenwood. Sending it back now for Luco. Here's Joyce clearing it out. Pinballs around all the way down and clearing it out. Here's Lawrence now. Lawrence 2-on-1. Puck leaves him behind. Thompson couldn't get a shot on. Cleared out by Kowinnik. Finding Fixter. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Fixter. Leaving it now for Moore. Moore enters the zone on the left-hand side. Moore shoots. Deflected on the way through. No action required by Forrest. 10 seconds in the period. Lawrence will just be happy to get the puck out of there and take a 1-0 lead to the Zamboni break. Harper, right-hand side. And that is the end of second period of semi-final one. Victoria leading 1-0.
What a game.
Absolutely.
Look, no complaints. So, look, in that last minute, Queensland really had to defend a bit more, and I saw a lot of really good things. Players were really getting in the way. So, as a defender, you don't always necessarily need to get the puck so much as you need to get your body between the attacker and your goalie. So, I've seen that happen quite a few times, and it's just good to see the defense stepping up and playing a strong game, and it's really necessary in a semi-final and the gold medal on the line.
It's almost as if we were watching a replay of the same game yesterday between these two teams.
Little. I almost feel it's a little more even today. It's a different vibe, a different feel, and that's just what semi-final hockey does.
So Zamboni onto the ice. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the resumption of play for semi-final one. Victoria 1, Queensland 0. Back in about 10 minutes time. See you then.
See you soon. welcome back to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium for the Jim Brown tournament and period 3 of this game of Victoria versus Queensland. Victoria are leading 1-0 and favouring in the shots on goal, 13-7. It's been a great game so far, Eric.
Haven't we been spoiled on the drive home, Courtney?
Absolutely. We are your drive team in the afternoon for these semi-finals.
So great action. 1-0 to Victoria with 15 minutes remaining on the clock. Shots on goal favouring Victoria, 13-7. And a lot of that comes down to the defence of both teams, so the puck doesn't even make it through to the goalies.
Absolutely. Look, if they're not being stopped on the blue line, they're really being pushed wide, and those shots have got bad angles and just not getting close.
Back now, third period action, semi-final 1. The winner goes through to the gold medal game tomorrow morning and has a sleep in. Kahu Joyce battling with Fedor. Here's Lawrence now going the aerial route. Pretorius has to turn and chase for Queensland, and that will come all the way back down for Pretorius. Has to play the puck now. Got options left and right. Finds the skates there of Lawrence. Centering pass, couldn't connect with Cutter. And Queensland leave the zone. Julian Fedor now entering the zone, getting forced wide, getting a shot high and wide, closer to the scoreboard than what it was to the net in the end. And Lawrence working it out of his own end for Victoria. Entering the zone on the right-hand side. Sent wide there by Katakovic, intercepted there by Gum. Cutter was ready, and there's a penalty coming. Gum draws a penalty. Cutter was getting ready to go there.
Not an optimal start to the period, and it will affect the Victorian team as they now have to play more defensively. Looks like one of our favourites is in the box, Eric, and who is that?
Jeff who? That's who. He's not a regular visitor to the box for a defenseman. 2 minutes for tripping.
It is unusual, but it happens.
Attacking zone face-off for Queensland. Started their power play. Victoria just looking to get the puck out of there. Greenwood does well to keep it in the zone for Queensland. Joyce goes the aerial route, past the outstretched glove of Greenwood. He has to turn and chase. Ivan comes out of the net, gives me anxiety, clears it out.
Me too.
Battle in the corner. He needed to, though, as Queensland try and work it out via Gum. Kept in the zone by Victoria. That was Luco, and he'll come off for a change. Victoria changing now, and Queensland via Kowinick. Minute 20 remaining of their power play. Getting around Morris, centering pass. Almost found Kahu. Joyce cleared out, and almost onto the Victorian bench. All the way back now for Greenwood. Greenwood now at his own net with 65 seconds remaining of the Queensland power play. Give and go between Fedor and Pretorius. Pretorius just settling the puck down. He's got some company in Rapchuk, decides to go himself. Trying to get around Lawrence. Finds Rapchuk, finding Fedor. Fedor in the zone on the right-hand side. Scott Santilli for company, finds Rapchuk. Rapchuk cross to Pretorius. Back now for Rapchuk. Rapchuk doesn't mind a shot. 18 on 18. Rapchuk getting away from Lawrence behind the net. Got company on that side via Gum. Working down low, spinning out of that one was Rapchuk. Back for Gum near the door of doom. 25 seconds remaining of the power play. Back now for Pretorius walking the blue line against Lawrence. Gum. Lots of passing between each other, but not a lot of shooting. It escapes the stick of Rapchuk and cleared out by Joyce. Off the skates, well trapped there by Pretorius. Blocks it again. It's like he's got some sort of puck magnet or something. The puck is coming right for him, Pretorius. And now cleared out and flung out by Jesse Thompson as the power play ends. And who comes out of the box? Back
Jeff
now.
who?
Jeff who, that's who. If that's not a thing next to you, Melbourne Ice, I'll be disappointed. Back now for Julian Fedor. Fedor entering the zone on the left-hand side despite the attentions of one. Up against the boards and in the Victoria bench now. Kowinick can't quite get to the puck. It was good work by Fedor flinging it in. Campbell had to watch the offside. Victoria working it out into the zone. Back now, good work there by Brown linking up with Campbell. Campbell has got cans for company, goes himself on the left-hand side. Flings it in, shot goes wide. No action required by Forrest. Kept in the zone well by Kowinick, finding Campbell behind the net. Gets around Harper. Campbell with it. Whiffs on the pass to Kawinick a bit. Kawinick getting around Young. Victoria trying to clear it out of the slot. Brown fires. The puck still free. And a bit of eager defence there as Cairns recovers in Zamboni corner, looking for some help. Centering pass, trying to find Campbell. Campbell was under pressure. Held on the left-hand post there by Forrest.
Yeah, Forrest making a really good decision there just to tuck it into his leg. Following a number of little pinball saves as it pops in and out from his pads.
Using the flip as well, using the pinball analogy.
But watching here on this replay, just the way that he uses his legs to actually push it out to the corner, it's a really nice, safe way to get those rebounds out.
Fedor working hard in the slot. Victoria trying to clear it out. Fixter getting involved briefly. Kept in the zone via Fedor. Flung into the corner. Victoria, backhanded shovel, back into neutral ice. Here's Luko, cross ice pass. Trapped there by Katakovic. Katakovic now entering the zone, dropping it off for Gum. Gum fires. It got a bit of a stick of poo. And we've got a player in some distress down here as we'll get medical attention. That looks like Luko. I think that got him where it really hurts. I
didn't see it, but he is holding his hip, so we'll just hope for the best here. It is never good to see a player in this kind of pain.
So he's receiving some medical attention and he'll get helped off the ice as soon as he can. And certainly something that you don't want to see.
No, not at all. Just while we see this player getting taken care of, I do want to credit the defensive players on each end of the ice. They're really putting great pressure on the attacking team as they come in, and it's so crucial in a semi-final when the game is tense like this. So yeah, I think we're doing really well.
So some medical attention coming, and he's going to be helped off the ice and treated in a safer environment, and just totally assessed, totally precautionary at the moment. We have
some great staff here with our registered nurses and doctors on deck for this tournament. So just shout out to those volunteers who are here to help our players. We've been quite lucky over this tournament not to have any injuries, but yeah, again, we're just really wishing the best for this Victorian player.
So he's landed awkwardly while basically in a contest. So there's no foul play or anything like that. So it's just one of these things that sometimes happens, and just very precautionary of what's going on at the moment for Julian Luko. Who's played a very good game, especially today. He's been in some really great moments, and it's sad for him to be leaving the game like this at this stage. But his health and safety is the most important thing at the moment on the ice.
Absolutely.
So he's got a lot of teammates around showing him some support. Coach Ivan Rapchuk for Queensland's over there, lending a hand as well. They just need some support to help get him off the ice, and great sportsmanship all around.
So it looks like they're going to help lift him without the backboard, which is a good sign.
So he'll be further assessed in the dressing room. He is being helped up, and it was a rather awkward landing. And so nobody wants to see this, and what it has done. There's 10:39 remaining. Stick taps all round as he's back on his feet. Kahu Joyce, his teammate, helping him off the ice, and he'll receive some further treatment off ice. So it's good to see that he was able to leave with some assistance. And
look, it's definitely a good thing that he's been able to be helped off on his feet and on his skates. And look, it can be tricky mentally when you see someone get hurt to come back out into the game. So look, the Victorian and Queensland players coming out after that will really need to focus hard back into the game and into these last 10 minutes.
But the good thing is that they saw their teammate and their opponent respectively coming off the ice under his own power with some assistance.
Absolutely.
So we wish Julian Luco all the best as he gets assessed over the remaining stages of this game. And we'll have a whistle there in the Victorian defensive zone. A hand pass for Queensland in their attacking zone. So that should go outside back into neutral ice, closest to the Victorian penalty box. So quite clearly hearing from Queensland coach there, Ivan Rapchuk, suggesting that no, it shouldn't be centre ice, but neutral zone, fair enough. And that's exactly what happened in the end. Victoria via Harper now, clearing it out. Good work there by Queensland. Through Pretorius, he's got Katakovic for company, just bringing it back. Trying to find Santelli. It was just a bit too strong and a bit too wide for Santelli, and that will come back for icing.
Look, speaking of Santelli, he has actually stood out today. They played this morning, and he was doing a lot for his team. And leading by example. You wear the C on your chest, and it's not just about the dressing room and plays on the bench, but how you play on the ice. And credit to him, he's had a great tournament. 2
goals, 3 assists so far for Anthony Santelli, including a ripper one yesterday in this game, in this corresponding game. Shot goes wide of Ivans, no action required. One little thing too, caught with that brief little stoppage, is how the goalies react to this one. It wasn't an extended one, thankfully, but we'll see how both of them go as Pretorius trying to work it out of his defensive end, finds Katakovic instead. Katakovic looking for some support on the right-hand side. It's left now for Kahu Joyce. Joyce back. Good work there by Harper. Back now for Rapchuk and flung out of play.
The penalty box attendants having to duck and weave away from that one.
Have you ever had to duck and weave while you've been in the penalty box?
Look, it came very close yesterday, but I got lucky that it hit the net at the top. In the last moment, it hit the netting and deflected back into the ice.
I can remember being at Macquarie a few years ago and being in some danger as it rebounded off the back wall and towards the central commentary position.
Ooh, terrifying.
Back now for Davis Tope. Davis Tope with it now left-hand side. Hokeman, the pass was a bit too strong for him. Kept in the zone by Fixter. Jeff Hu battling up against the boards against Fixter. Queensland getting the better of that one through Fedor. Davis Tope, though, almost forces him out of the zone. Back now for Victoria at their defensive end. Using the wall, getting it all the way back down. Icing's been waved off, so it'll come back for Kowinnik. Kowinnik now at his own defensive end, as he's done so many times for Queensland and also the Lightning. Back now Kowinnik entering the zone. He's got Gum for company, getting forced wide, trying to get around Harper. Harper will show him the wall in Zamboni corner. Fedor coming in to lend a hand. Buchanan down as well. Harper gets up. Gum fires. The puck balloons the left-hand circle. Guarded there by Fixter. Battle in the corner. Fedor coming back for seconds. Out of the zone. Back into neutral ice. Good work, Katakovic. Entering the zone now is Gum in some traffic. The gap held. Good work there by Hu, amongst others. Victoria now. It was flung off. Gum on the way through. Cairns now. Cairns entering the zone. Getting a decent shot on. Big rebound. Just landed up on the stick of Fedor. Fedor couldn't convert. Fedor with the second chance. Goes slightly wide. Pinballs out of the zone and back now for Queensland. Pretorius right on the halfway line. Lawrence back now for Kahu Joyce. Joyce uses the wall, finds Cutter. Cutter cross ice pass, finding Lawrence. Lawrence getting around one. Thompson had to watch the offside. Lawrence dangles and goes high. Gets possibly a deflection out of play during all that, but wasn't that pretty to watch, even though the result wasn't what he wanted.
Honestly, everything Chris Lawrence does is pretty to watch. I don't hate it.
Don't hate it.
But something both teams, I am picking up on, it's going both sides, both ways, is they're losing the puck to the feet. So the passes aren't quite getting to the stick or in front of the player. They're losing it at their feet and having to really make an effort to find it.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for Victoria. Eventually out of the circle. Cutter with a good shot. Pretty much straight up off the face-off. And a good save there on the left-hand post there by Patrick Ivans.
And a tough part about pucks being at the feet is a lot of the time the gear will completely block out that line of sight. So unless you know it's there and you can kick it out to your stick, it can put you at risk for the opposition to pop in and pinch it off you, especially if you're in your defensive zone.
And if you can't see it and if you can't feel it,
You're
sometimes it's just hopefully it's there and making it a play for it anyway. Attacking zone face off for Victoria. Lawrence wins it back briefly for Cutter. Now for Joyce. Joyce flings it in, not really looking for a shot, looking for a rebound off the back wall more than anything. Back now for Captain Cutter. Talking about captains before. Centering in traffic. Lawrence digging. Flung in there by Joyce. Certainly like Seagulls looking for a chip there on that occasion from both teams. And well kept in the zone by Victoria. That was great work by Shombrowski, but it's ruled to come out. And here's the save coming up by Ivans.
Yeah, he does well to just come in tight, knees locked in, and just shuts down that opportunity.
Certainly lots of Seagulls and lots of Pigeons there.
Indeed.
Back now, Who going for a chase up against Santilli. Who gets entangled with the linesman. Back now, Who ends up with possession. Who's a good skater, entering is Buchanan. Buchanan enters the zone for Victoria, getting forced wide. Doesn't get a shot on in the end. Rapchuk managed to clear it out under some pressure. Santilli with a perfect pass, entering heavy contact there. The Victorian bench loved that one. That was Morris. And the puck's back down again for Morris. 6:43 remaining in this third and final period. Victoria 1-0. And that goal seems like an eternity ago as we're in neutral ice. Santilli gets dispossessed there by Lawrence. Lawrence now stopping, propping, spinning, putting on all sorts of clinic out of the zone, so he'll have to come back. And Buchanan will come off for a change. In comes Lawrence. Lawrence trying to get a couple. Great work by Queensland there. Rapchuk and also Higgins there to dispossess the man. Cross ice. There's Cutter. Cutter cross ice. Finds Joyce. He was under some pressure there, Lawrence, by Rapchuk. In the corner. Katakovic against Thompson. Here's Lawrence. Thinks about power drive. Flings it in. Wide. No action required there by Ivans. Joyce. Off the glove of Fedor on the way through. Back now for Pretorius. Pretorius looking to clear it out. Getting around Thompson. Getting around Lawrence. Entering the zone. Getting around and getting upended there by Adam Harper. Great work there by Adam Harper to dispossess him off the puck. Love to see a replay of that one at some stage if we can. Back now for Fixter. Entering the zones, Pretorius. Pretorius fires, but it's in the corner at Zamboni corner. The Zamboni operator had more chance than Thomas Forrest on that occasion. The puck's free, and Adam Harper just helps the puck to Thomas Forrest, who holds.
That was a nice safe play, but let's take a look at that big hit that had Fedor spinning. That was quite a hit. So he's come in low with the hips. Look, some refs may call that a penalty, but he's done really well to just, as you said, dispossess him of the puck and get it back in Victoria's hands.
Those two have had a bit of a running battle all afternoon. Back now for Kowinnik. Kowinnik now with it. Under some pressure from Young, who bravely came back after an injury before. Here's Fedor. Fedor now trying to get around one, trying to connect with somebody in the slot. That somebody was Gum. Gum didn't connect in the end. It's left for Buchanan for Victoria. 4:40 remaining in the third and final period. Shot from Kowinnik goes high and wide. Possibly got something on the way through. Back now, Morris. Greenwood under pressure from Buchanan. Morris using the wall, finds Lawrence. Lawrence trying to get around Fixter. Fixter with a poke check. Fixter ties him up really, really well. Back now for Harper. Harper gets dispossessed by Fedor. That battle continues. The arms in the air, and a penalty will be coming. We'll wait for the call from our referee, Davida Paul, who saw that one straight away. Slashing the call. Penalty box door opening for Victoria.
I just want to shout out to Victoria's number 7, Thompson. He's been really vital in these last few minutes of the game in getting in the way of Queensland and supporting his teammates with the puck. So Lawrence had the puck and 3 on him, but as he lost it, Thompson was able to come in and pick it up.
Timeout Queensland.
And he's become a bit of a pest to Queensland. So shout out to him for that. And as you said, Eric, we've got a timeout for Queensland now with 4 minutes 14 on the clock and a power play. This timeout, I think Coach will be discussing that structure and really setting a very strategic plan to net a goal and equalise this game.
So if you're Coach Ivan Rapchuk for Queensland, what are you telling the boys?
Well, first and foremost, win this face-off. Hold the puck and move it around. So whoever we see come out to take the face-off, they're going to want to get it back to the D. It's the safest play off a face-off to control the movement and where it goes next. So if Victoria are able to win this, they'll get it back to their Ds, who are going to look for that open ice to get it down the other end and waste time.
So if you're Victoria, if you're Patrick Henson, the coach there, what would you be saying to Victoria? They're in the box seat with the 1-0 lead, but they are on the PK.
To ice it. They need to ice it, get it out of their zone and wind that clock down. And with no icing called on a PK, the more they can keep it up Queensland's end, the better. And we have seen a number of times where teams that are on the PK often look like they're on the power play because they not only get it to the other end, but they hold it up there. So Victoria want to get it up there, hold it, just the same as Queensland want to win it, as they have.
Pretorius fires. They've got a lot of Chris Lawrence on the way through. Queensland just starting their power play. 4:08 remaining. Queensland down by a goal. Here's Gum now. Pressure up against the boards. It's good work there by Bartlett. Rapchuk comes in, Zamboni corner. Finds Gum now. Pretorius is armed, ready and dangerous on the blue line, but the puck has to get to him first. Another penalty coming. Are we going 5-on-3? Interference, the call. Penalty box door will be opening with 3:51 remaining. 5-on-3 coming up for Queensland.
Look, having Kahu Joyce in the box is a big loss defensively for Victoria. Having only 3 on the ice, it's a challenge. Now, I have seen teams defend 5-on-3s this tournament. And it's a big ask for Lawrence, Hu and Thompson, who are out there for Victoria.
Those 3 and those 3 only. 5-on-3 for the next 91 seconds. Back now for Fedor. Guarded there by Lawrence, who must be worth 2 people in this situation. Back now for Santelli, left-hand circle. Here's Pretorius, got Rapchuk, right-hand circle. Rapchuk back for Pretorius. Pretorius loses the puck briefly. Finds Santelli, left-hand circle. Back now for Pretorius. 69 seconds of the power of the 5-on-3. He juggled that one, but safely for Forrest.
That opportunity took my breath away for a moment there as it rose up over Forrest, but he was able to calm it down and tame it and keep it out of his net.
Same PK unit on for Victoria. Lawrence, Hu and Thompson, and that is it. Attacking zone face-off one there by Lawrence against Fedor. Kept in the zone well by Pretorius, saving valuable seconds. 1 minute of the 5-on-3. Fedor battling up against Hu. Reinforcements arrive. There's 2 Victorian players over there and only Thompson now. Thompson does well. Fedor battles and in off the crossbar and in. Julian Fedor. And the temperature in this rink has just risen. Queensland bench to our left is exploding and a power play goal for Queensland. 1-1 with 3:03 remaining.
Look at the pressure he's under. There's 2-3 Victorians. He's actually
all of them.
It was a bit of a Julian Fedor sandwich for a moment there, and he's still able to get that shot away and just find it over the top of the shoulder of Forrest. So what an effort. Like, look at, he's just completely squished between these 2 players and just makes the space. I think the advantage there of having long legs and long arms, he just can move around them. That was an exciting goal.
If that's going to be the result of that sandwich, you'll take that every day of the week, Julian Fedor.
And look, this is semi-final hockey. Pressure is different, the play is different, and the Queensland team have been able to do what they needed to do. In a 5-on-3, there's very little excuses to not score, and they've been successful, which has forced Victoria into timeout just to look, they'll want to catch their breath after that.
Yep. Break the momentum. So we're going to have a look at that goal in a second. Patrick Henson, the coach of the Victorias. We have a look at that goal from Fedor in the Julian Fedor sandwiches, as you described it, Court.
Look, there's nothing easy about what he does there, and those two defenders absolutely gave it their all, but he's just able to get himself around. And even with only 3 of them out there, I can almost guarantee they'll be feeling flat. With 3:03 on the clock, they definitely want to get that one back as quickly as they can, but they still have a minute 12 on their penalty, so it will be 5-on-4 for a minute 12, and they will have to push, as Queensland will be feeling fantastic right about now.
And that puck's just done enough, hasn't it?
Oh, he's been well used.
In another scenario, a few inches either way, and the complexion of this game's totally different.
Absolutely.
So 5-on-4 power play coming up for Queensland for the next minute 12.
Look, Queensland have closed the gap with 15 to 14 shots on goal there.
So back now, Victoria clearing it out via who? It'll pinball around. It'll find Victorious in the corner near skate higher. Victorious now has got Gum for company, and he's got Rapchuk as well. Going himself. Here's Victorious now, finding Rapchuk. Rapchuk dispossessed there by Lawrence. Lawrence gets brought down there by Fedor. We have a penalty coming, and that'll be against Fedor. He can finish eating that sandwich in the penalty box. Now, of course, depending on what colour jersey you're supporting, you either love that call or hated it. Going to have a penalty shot here.
I was questioning that, but yeah, the crossed arms over the head, penalty shot. I didn't want to say it until I was certain. But look, we've seen Chris Lawrence take 2 penalty shots in this tournament when Victoria went to shootout. So hopefully he'll be channeling those previous games for this moment.
If there's a man that you'd want to take a penalty shot with 2 minutes 36 remaining and you're short-handed, it's Chris Lawrence. And the game's tied.
Look, this is a huge moment for Victoria, and I'm sure Chris is feeling the pressure. But at the same time, I think he's the kind of level player that will be feeling quite calm, and I think we'll see him take a really patient shot here. I don't think he'll do anything too fancy. He'll just want to get the goal.
So Chris Lawrence now, he's at his defensive circle. Puck is on the red line. Lawrence coming in now, speeds up a little bit, grabs the puck on his stick. The game is on his stick at this point. Lawrence comes in, out deeks and scores. Penalty shot successful for Victoria. They retake the lead with 2:36 remaining.
Unfortunately for Queensland, that's just on the back of a very silly mistake. So rather than really pushing and skating, giving him that nudge, a breakaway with Chris Lawrence, the refs have made a good call there in really envisioning that he had a good shooting opportunity. And look, again, we see the replay. It's very calm, very patient. He moves that puck around and he finds the net.
So we're just making some adjustments to the clock. We don't want to go to period 4.
Correct.
So what this also does for Queensland, Julian Fedor was looking at 2 minutes in the penalty box. Yes, they've had a goal conceded by the Chris Lawrence penalty shot. But what it also means is Julian Fedor can stay on the ice, and they're still short-handed Victoria while we get the clock adjusted. So Kahu Joyce is still in the penalty box. Just another reaper behind the net angle of behind Ivans. He was just so calm, waited until the last possible seconds and just slotted it home. 2:30 remaining now. 41 seconds of the Victorian penalty. It'll come back for Victorious. Victorious now. Lots of time here still for Queensland. Down by a goal now. Left-hand side. They find Gum. Trying to get around Lawrence. Finds Victorious. Entering the zone. Guarded there by Lawrence. Still short-handed Victoria. Santilli deflected, looking for Fedor. Back now for Rapchuk. 2:06 remaining. Rapchuk for Fedor. Fedor now with it. He's got Santilli in front. He's got Rapchuk to the right. Pretorius now on the blue line. Back now for Rapchuk. Pressured there by who? Pressured there. Out of the penalty box. who flings it out right near the door of doom, and they fling it out again. Here's Joyce. Joyce now, exclamation point coming. No, well saved there by Ivans with 1:39 remaining. Excellent composure there from Patrick Ivans there. Victoria still on the attack. Queensland looking to clear it out with 90 seconds remaining. An opportunity for Fedor, just didn't find the stick. Santilli can't find it either. Good work by Katakovic. Aerial route by Joyce, flinging it into the corner. Heavy contact, 1:10 remaining. Kawinick battling against Buchanan. Katakovic comes over to lend a hand. Here's an opportunity for Cairns. Finds some support on the left-hand side. Here's Fedor. Fedor fires, but Joyce was in the way. 1 minute exactly. Queensland down by a goal. Katakovic sprays it high, but he was in a good position in the slot. Had to take the shot. Fedor. Joyce. Fedor again having it. Trying to clear it out, Victoria. Kawinick on the half wall. Fedor briefly. Battle up against the boards. Santilli comes up. Still in possession briefly. Victoria with it now with 33 seconds remaining. Victoria just needs to clear it. No turnovers here. Santilli throws his body on the line. Katakovic keeps it in. 23 seconds remaining. Joyce just needs to clear it. I don't think he'll care about the icing at the moment. Turnover, firing, spraying it wide. No action required by Forrest. 10 seconds. Gum battling. Victoria moments away. And Lawrence will keep the puck and he'll get it out of the zone. Empty net Queensland with 4 seconds remaining. Rapchuk, they'll run out of time and Victoria go through to the gold medal game. What a game. 2-1 Victoria in the end. And Queensland certainly not disgraced.
No, absolutely. They should hold their heads high. They put in a valiant effort in that game. And look, it really just came down to a mistake in their defensive zone that led to that penalty shot and the victory for Victoria.
Having said that, of course, Devil's advocate, Julian Fedor really needed to make some sort of play because Lawrence may have scored anyway. So you can't blame the guy under that sort of pressure, and it didn't work on that occasion for him.
Look, it's not a fabulous way to go down, but look, as we said, it was a really valiant effort from Queensland and they should absolutely hold their heads high. And just a recap on the goals, both goals for Victoria were scored by Lawrence. So he once again has been such a crucial part of this Victorian team and stood tall for them.
That's 8 goals for him for the tournament.
Absolutely. There you go. And look, the lone goal for Queensland coming from Julian Fedor, who we were just talking about.
So, yeah, it was even good that Queensland got into that position from Fedor moments before that penalty shot for Lawrence. So a really hard-fought game here. So what will happen now is that Victoria will go through to the gold medal game tomorrow, and they'll meet the winner of the next game between New South Wales and the ACT. Queensland go through to the bronze medal game and they will meet the loser of New South Wales ACT. What a game, Courtney.
Absolutely. And look, I think the next one is going to be just as exciting. So we will be taking a break in a moment and we'll be coming back shortly for game 2 of this afternoon, ACT versus New South Wales. So stay tuned on the Thought Fox Media YouTube channel for another very exciting game.
See you later. Back soon.